Good evening, Everblades fans, and welcome back to Hertz Arena for another Florida Everblades pre-game show ahead of Game 2 of the South Division semifinals. The Everblades operating with a 1-0 series lead following a dramatic 3-2 overtime victory last night. The Everblades winning in a very typical manner for their group this year, coming from behind down in the third period, getting a late shorthanded goal from Kyle Betts, followed up by Alex Kyle's overtime winner. And it was a game where Jacksonville did play well, but Florida played better with 52 shots on goal. The Everblades, 19 of those in the third period when trying to come back. They were strong all throughout the game. Jacksonville certainly had their moments, particularly in the second period when they had their 2 goals a minute and 14 seconds apart from one another. But throughout the totality of the matchup, the Everblades, they were the stronger team. And you could see that on the special teams where the Blades got a power play goal and a shorthanded marker. You could see it at 5-on-5 in the neutral zone. The Blades did a much better job of controlling the pace of play in the neutral zone. They knew when to slow things down, when to speed things up to benefit their side and control the way the ice was tilted. The Blades, overall throughout that game, a very strong start to the postseason, and their postseason experience certainly showing up last night. But now Game 2, and Jacksonville, they were close. They very well could have won that game, but they suffered the tough loss. They're coming back in again. They know they've got their home ice ready, waiting for them for the 3 games next week as the series continues. So the Everblades have got to take advantage of the home ice while they can. You do not want to let Jacksonville go back home feeling good with a split. The Blades want to go on the road with a 2-0 series lead, and in order to do that, they'll need to follow our DirectFX 3 keys to the game. Starting off, the Blades got to get in on the rebound opportunities. Matt Vernon, he had a great night with 49 saves, but there were some second opportunities that Florida couldn't get to in time. Credit to the Jacksonville defense for helping out their netminder. But when you have those opportunities available in quantity like they were last night, you've got to get on those. A couple of those, and the Blades probably win the game in regulation rather than having to get it done in overtime. Second off, you want to get on this Jacksonville team early. That was an emotionally tough loss for their group last night. Get on them early. Don't give them a reason to build up hope again and believe in their game. Get on them. Force them to stay at an emotional low. And in tandem with that, our final key is to play with emotion throughout the game. That was where Florida was at their best. And on the other side of it, in the second period, when the Blades were in a lull and Jacksonville was controlling the game, Florida didn't have a lot of emotion in their game. There are points where you need to calm things down a little bit, but for the most part, when Florida is playing amped up, they're playing great hockey, and that's a big part of why they got the Game 1 win last night and have the 1-0 series lead. Thank you for joining us for another Florida Everblades pregame show. Warm-ups and puck drop coming up next for Game 2 of the South Division semifinals.